So this Wednesday, we will accompany Shiri, Kfir and Ariel on their final journey. That from Shiri Bibas' husband and the father of her two boys, Yarden Bibas, as his family is being laid to rest today. The family inviting the public who want to pay their respects to line the procession route. It's a long route that goes on for 100 kilometres south out of Tel Aviv. And at the Bibas' family request, no government minister is set to attend the funeral. Well, we're going to cross live then to Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, talk to our correspondent Nogatana Polski, who joins us there. She's amid those that have turned out for that procession. Noga, obviously a very sad day there.
A very sad day, I would say, tinged with some anger against the government. It has become more and more palpable as the Prime Minister has kept repeating details of the murder of the Bibas family in public, and the family finally sent him a legal cease and desist letter asking him to stop, which still didn't stop him. And so you see here around me and beside me some of the many people who've come out in Hostage Square to pay their respects. And the streets, I have to say, the roads and highways of Israel in the south are basically congested with many of the thousands of people along the long route you described who've come out to, I think, share in the sorrow of the Bibas family. We're here with Moshe Rappaport, who lives in the village of Kfir and Ariel outside of Jerusalem. He's a member of the public who's come here, and I wanted to ask him, first of all, Moshe, why are you here today?
Well, it's tough. Before that, I would say that I will, with your permission, I will keep my sunglasses on because I'm full of emotions in these days, and especially in this very, apologize for the word, bloody day. It's so sad for everyone. And I'm here because it was a kind of a need from my heart and my soul to come somewhere to show this lovely family whom they are burying today, which I know personally, by the way, kind of respect. Sadness, there is no need to show. I mean, the whole country shows sadness, and I'm simply one of them.
What is your acquaintanceship? How do you know the Bibas family?
Well, I am familiar with few members of that kibbutz Nir Oz who became a symbol for the day, that day of the 7th of October. And as you know, it's quite unique, but when I volunteered like almost a year to work day by day, volunteering, picking up truths, without any plan, I came surprisingly to their families and relatives in a settlement nearby. And that's why I know them. But of course, thanks God that maybe I did not have the chance to know the kids by myself. Otherwise, I don't think I would be here. I probably would be in the hospital suffering from heart attack.
You see that Moshe is wearing some of the symbols of people here in mourning, the orange attire symbolizing the red-headed little children, the word now, which has come to symbolize the demand to get all of the hostages home now, which is aimed at the Israeli government that appears to be dragging its feet regarding enacting the second phase of the agreement. And you hear the heartbreak in Moshe's voice, which I want to point out again really represents many thousands of just average Israelis out on the streets today, and yet apparently not the government of the Israelis. We had another statement from Shiri Bibas Levi, the sister of Yarden Bibas, this morning, saying that as she looked out of the window, she was seeing a broken nation, and that there's no repair until all of the hostages are back. And so you're here in this square with us, really on that dangerous edge, I would say, between extreme mourning and extreme anger at the government. And it's representative of what's happening all over Israel today.
Noga, just before you go, I just wanted to put to you as well, we're just getting confirmation coming into us from a Hamas official confirming that the handover of hostages' bodies and the release of Palestinian prisoners and detainees will happen tomorrow. Will that bring any kind of relief?
I think it will bring a minimum amount of relief to know that these final 4 coffins of dead Israeli hostages will be returned tomorrow, that the 613 Palestinian prisoners and detainees who were scheduled to be released last Saturday will be out. But it's important to remember, it will also just heighten the fears and the anxieties of all these Israelis who we're talking about, who believe that their government is not attempting to follow up and go into phase 2 of this agreement. Phase 2 would see the remaining hostages, alive and dead, all return, and would also see the Israeli army withdraw completely from Gaza to a perimeter. And currently it appears that the Netanyahu government does not have the votes in cabinet to make that decision. You see here Moshe agreeing with me. And so there is great fear, overwhelming fear among the wide public in Israel that Netanyahu will choose his own political stability over following through with phase 2 and getting all the hostages home, and especially for the families of the soldiers, the young men who are still in Gaza, apparently under torturous conditions. We've heard that from the hostages recently released. This is causing, I would say, tremendous anxiety.